Hey guys, so I'm going to try something new. I'm going to start trying to make a few more videos for you guys with this COVID-19 crisis. I know a lot of you need help, and this isn't a breed that can go without training for very long. They need to train and whenever possible to socialize, however you can do it under the circumstances. So I do have a YouTube channel. I just never really got into making too many videos for it, just because, well, didn't have the demand that there is now. So I'm getting more and more demand. So I'm going to start making videos for the YouTube channel too. So I'll give you guys the address for that channel. Please subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more stuff I'll put on there. So right now, the issue for this post and this video is, and this is probably the most common issue with this breed, is pulling on the lead. Now, if you train your dog from a puppy, you won't, and you train properly, bringing them up correctly, as as they develop, you continuously train, they'll have less and less of a problem with that. But I know a lot of rescues that never had that. They're already 2 years old, 1.5 years old. By that point, they're, heavy pullers and very strong. So, yeah, I get it. As you know, and I'm sure you've seen my other post, that was a little controversial. I don't promote the prong collar too much. I know that it has its place, so don't get me wrong. Some people use it successfully and all that, and that's great. But for the average owner that has problems training their dog in the first place, it's not a good tool to have, because it can be very misused, and when it is misused, it can cause major problems, especially with a semi-aggressive dog. You can turn a semi-aggressive dog into a very aggressive dog, just like that. And I know of 2 cases where the dog turned on the owner. One got bitten in the face. Now, like I said, the prong collar in the right hands with the right dogs is a great training tool. Don't get me wrong. But that said, the chain collar is just as good, and it can do just as many things without the same kind of aggravation to the dog. So I'm going to show you guys how to put the chain collar on to where it's more effective. Now, when you get a large chain collar and you put it on the dog and it comes down to the bottom of the neck, that's the most powerful part of the animal right there. You can, even with a prong collar, you can pull and pull. If you have it all the way at the bottom of the neck, chances are your corrections aren't going to be very effective. Now, I'll show you guys a very easy way to keep the chain collar right up where it should be, behind the ears, without having to get a smaller collar. Bear with me, I'm new at making these videos too, so they might not be very good at first, but the message you'll get across, okay? As I make more, I'll get better and better. I'll ask my friend Earl if he can help me out and teach me a few things on editing. I mean, I've done some of it, but nothing like how he does it. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the other video that he made. He's very professional. I'll get there, no worries. Baby steps. And it's the same with your dog, don't try to go too fast. Okay, so there's the chain collar, right? Instead of the prong collar. You can also use a martingale, and I'll also show you how to keep that up high on the neck, okay? You can readjust it once you put it over the head, especially with puppies. I was actually just explaining this to a couple of new owners. Puppies' heads are way bigger than their necks, because the necks, they're growing long. They're not filling out yet. So you get a martingale over, you know, the head and the neck is this small, you got a lot of play there. So it's going to definitely fall down to the bottom of the neck. Once you get it over the head, readjust it and tighten it up so it stays higher up on the neck. I'll demonstrate that in these videos coming up with Ronin. Okay, so once you get the collar positioned in the right place, you know, at the top of the neck, you don't have to use much force at all. In fact, be very careful, especially with puppies, because when it's up here, that's when, you know, if you give too big of a pop, you can hurt the puppy. Bigger dogs like Ronin, you can still hurt them if you give enough of a pop. I mean, they're more vulnerable up here than they are at the bottom of the neck. So just be aware of that. But that's why it's more effective up there too. So you know, learn to know the limits of your dog and just give them enough of a pop to where it's going to affect them. You'll see that in the videos that I show you with Ronin. And initially, you'll see, you know, I'm waiting with Ronin at the in my driveway. And, you know, right now, a lot of people are walking their dogs all day, taking them to like 5 walks a day just to get out of the house. So I just wait with him over there, and Ronin's a different dog on his property. He's very protective, and that's all Corsos. That's the way they are. So if your Corso's like that, don't be alarmed. That's just how they're supposed to be, okay? You'll see when I take him for a walk, he's a completely different dog. You know, out and about, when he sees a dog, he's more reserved. He knows he's going to get a pop if he tries to go after a dog out there. On his property, I don't correct it as much because I want him to be protective on the property. Here in the driveway, in these videos though, I'll show you how to correct him if you do want to correct him. And you'll see how easily these little pops, how easy they can, you know, correct even a dog his size. He's 150 pounds plus. So Ronin's a big, powerful dog. If he wants to really pull me, say he was wearing a harness, that's another thing. If he were wearing a harness and he wanted to take me somewhere, I'm 6'1", 220 pounds. He's going to drag me, no problem. They're very, very powerful once they get their feet dug in and want to drive. Very strong dogs. So you gotta correct them at their most vulnerable point, which is right here. And you'll see that coming up. Also take note of how I'm holding the lead, okay? Always make sure you use this loop. It's not for your hand, okay? Don't ever do this. This is dangerous. It's for your thumb. That's it, just like that, okay? And then bunch the rest up like this, okay? And you should have it all inside your hand. So if you have to let go, if your dog decides to take you for a ride and there's nothing you can do, if it's like this, you're going with him and he might even break your arm, okay? But if it's like this, if worse comes to worse and you have to let go, you can let go. It'll come right off, okay? But at the same time, it's also a much stronger grip if you want to hold on to it. You can really hold on to this tightly. And your thumb is there blocking the lead from going anywhere. So it's very strong. When I'm obedience training, always have the lead in my right hand, okay? And this is kind of important, okay? The heel position for obedience training is always dog on the left, all right? If you have your lead in your right hand, you can correct a lot harder and using your body as a pivot point as well. But when I walk Ronin, when I take him just for a walk or I'm out and about with him, I'll have it in my left hand. And you'll see that when I'm walking him. And I'll have it in my left hand and I'll have it bunched up even a little bit more. But notice it's always inside my hand. Always. Never, ever wrap this around your hand. Never do that. If you have a little toy breed, Chihuahua, even a pug, something like that, not a big deal. I mean, even they can probably still break your hand. Some of the pugs get pretty big. But if a Corso decides to take off suddenly and you're wrapped around like this, your hand, he's going to break your hand easily. Okay, and he'll pull your arm right out of its socket. He could pull you into traffic. I mean, it's tragic that if our dog runs into traffic, Be even more tragic if the dog takes you with him. Okay, so just be aware of that. Holding the lead is super important. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this, and I cringe when I see that, because it's just a tragedy waiting to happen. So in the thumb, bunch it up on the inside of the hand, okay? And you can put the extra loops around your thumb as well. And this is very easy to let go of, okay? That's about it for this one. This is an experimental video. I'll do more and more, and I'll get better and better. Just bear with me. I know everybody really needs the help right now with the way things are, and I mean, all over the world. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like this in my life. But yeah, be careful out there. Wear masks if you got them. And we'll see you in the next video. Coming up, I'll just show you without sound what's going on with putting on the lead, putting on the chain collar, putting on the martingale, and putting on and how to stop your dog from surging. I'll also write a little bit more in the body of this post to give you guys an idea of what I'm doing when Ronin is surging after these dogs passing by the driveway. Okay, any questions, just go ahead and write them in the comments. And I hope this helps. And we'll see you next time.
Again, you reel me out and you could stream.
me.